Hello and welcome to the Enter the Kingdom YouTube. My name is Harrison Watson. I am the host of the Enter the Kingdom YouTube. Hopefully, it's actually the Lord that's speaking and not me. The whole purpose for why this was started way back when, probably been doing this for around 3.5 years. A ton of different things haven't been shown, are no longer up, but a ton of different streams that we did was, Jesus ushered in a kingdom 2,000 years ago. And the whole point of these streams was to basically help people figure out how to enter the kingdom, hence the name. But tonight we're talking about a different topic, and that topic is how to avoid sin and walk and follow the Spirit, and walk in the Spirit. So again, as I said, this is about the third time that I've tried to do this. So, and I was getting attacked all over the place today. So this must be a pretty important message for us to be doing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Basically, I've got a little, not script, but something to kind of help me stay on task here so I don't ramble. But basically, the question is, have you ever felt torn between doing what you know is right and what you find yourself doing that you don't really want to do? If you have, if you've ever felt that war inside, number one, you're not alone. The Bible talks about it directly in Galatians 5:16 through 17. Let me pull that up here real quick. Quickly. Skip this page in the future. Galatians 5. Let me get it up on the screen for you so you can see it too. All right. Again, we're going to go through Galatians 5:15 through 16. 16 through 17. I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. These two are contrary to one another, so that you do not do the things you wish. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. We added 18 in there. So, that battle that we're talking about, where you've got the Spirit that lives inside of you and also your flesh, it's real, right? The good news is you and I aren't powerless, and you're also not alone in this fight. In this video, we're going to show you basically how to fight that battle with the resources God's made available to all who believe. And I want to say this to you: if you're not a believer right now, stick around until the end. God has a plan for a way to kind of get you free as well. And we'll go over it together at the end of the video. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So the war within, that's what we're going to talk about to really start here. The first thing we've got to do is understand that when you become a follower of Jesus and you received the Holy Spirit, there are now two natures that live inside of you. You still have your body, as you can see, our skin and our flesh, and the Spirit, the Holy Spirit that we receive when we believe in Jesus. And this is it's the Holy Spirit from which all things flow. Your flesh wants what's easy, selfish, and comfortable. The Holy Spirit is leading you into true life, true freedom, and holiness. Following this path is what's required to receive the peace that surpasses all understanding and to know the truth, and that truth which will set you free. Paul explains it like this in Romans 8:12 through 17. Let me again go ahead and pull this up. Romans 8:12 through 17. Therefore, brethren, we are not debtors to the flesh, to live according to the flesh. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. For you did not receive a spirit of bondage again to fear, but you received the Spirit of adoption, by whom we cry out, Abba, Father. The Spirit himself also bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ, if indeed we suffer with him, that we may be glorified together. So what Paul is saying is, you don't owe anything to the flesh. What Paul's really trying to say in these two different verses, when he's telling us in Galatians, hey, if you walk by the Spirit, you will not fulfill the desires of the flesh. And also, he's trying to say here, you and I don't owe anything to our bodies anymore. Once we have been buried with Christ, Christ, our body has been crucified with Christ. But our fleshly nature that comes from, again, our selfish desires and everything that still lives inside of us, as we talked about the other night when we were talking about, what is it? I think it was in John 2, at the very bottom of that chapter, where Jesus is saying, he's just performed a bunch of miracles, and he's saying that, he is the discerner of hearts, right? He didn't trust himself to men because he knew what was in men. What's he talking about? He knows the fleshly nature of man. He knows the fleshly nature of man. And so, again, you and I don't owe anything to our flesh. It's been crucified with Christ. But we are also to remember that Paul says this in Romans 6:4, and let's go ahead and pull that up really quickly. Oh, I wish this was faster. It's so much faster on my phone when I do this. Therefore, we are buried with him through baptism into death, that just as Jesus Christ was raised from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we should walk in newness of life. What he's saying is, you and I, when we decided that we were going to get baptized, that is us giving up our will. When we go into the water, we're being buried with Christ. And when we come out of the water, we are being raised from the dead, just like Christ, both figuratively but also spiritually. And so Paul's telling us to get our minds on right because, victory starts by recognizing that you are not any longer who you used to be. You now have the Spirit of God that's living inside of you. All right. Now, we have to talk about, okay, what does it mean to walk in the Spirit? Well, let's go to Jesus' own example. This might actually surprise you, but Jesus didn't even act on his own. If we read John 5:19, again, I'll pull it up here for you on the screen so that we can follow it together. If we read John 5:19, let's get to it. Most assuredly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do. For whatever he does, the Father, so the Son also does in like manner. Okay? So what Jesus is saying is the works that he's doing them because the Father showed them to him. And again, he also says this, he even goes a step further in John 12:49, where he talks about even the words that he speaks, he doesn't speak of his own authority. It's in John 12:49. And he says, for I have not spoken of my own authority, but the Father who sent me gave me a command, what I should say and what I should speak.